Hello, Duranis here, and welcome back to episode 5 of Feed the Beast on the Damnation server. So today what I want to do is upgrade our storage a bit. I've been talking for a long time about adding logistics pipes to the system so that we can easily recover the items from the system without having to go and click on each barrel. And today I think I'm finally going to get around to doing it. So at the moment the system is working fine in terms of sorting. The sorting system works good. All of the blocks going where we are. We've got deep storage units for all the blocks that we use, we get a lot of. Slowly upgraded some of the barrels, but haven't needed to upgrade most of them. And eventually I'm going to switch all of these out to deep storage units as well. But the biggest problem is whenever I need something, I have to come in here and then find it and then click on it. And especially as I've not got a platform built up there yet, I have to sort of hover and click, and it's a bit of a pain. And what I'd like to do is just have one block that I can click and pull out any items that I want. And to be able to do that from anywhere in the world would be pretty useful as well. So what I'm going to do is make a whole bunch of logistics pipes and just connect them up to the backs of all of these. And I'm going to put provider pipes on the back here. And then with that we can then set up an automatic crafting system. So for example the carpenter's blocks, which I use a ton of, I can have that set to auto craft, and I can also shoot items from here across to my formcraft area to set up the automated essentia production, and it will just make life a little bit easier and a lot less manual. So what I need to do first is make a bunch of logistics pipes. So if we just have a look, and what I'm going to go for, if we can find it, is the Mark II provider pipes. And basically what that will do, when they're attached to the back of the barrels, it will let me pull items out. So if I use a remote orderer, or if I have something set up to auto craft, it will be able to pull items out the barrels to be able to craft or for me to take it. And I'm going to use the Mark II because the Mark II sends a stack at a time, and I think that will probably be just fine. I don't actually know if there is a Mark III on that, to be fair. There is the chassis as well, which if I was using logistics pipes to put items into the system, I'd be using chassis as well, so that would sort the items into the system, but I'm not going to. I'm only going to be using the chassis to pull items out of the system. And basically what I do is, say for example I have a crafting area set up over here, so I have an automatic crafting thing over there. It will pull the materials out of here, craft it, and then send it back to the beginning of the system, which will go back into the storage loop. And there goes the phone. So I could maybe bypass that and just have it fed back through the logistics system, but there might be items that I want to sort, and I don't want to, for example, the mod sorting. The logistics pipes for the mod sorting I don't think is going to work too well, and I don't want to have to sort of come up with another system to do all of that. So this sort of system I've got works brilliantly, and I'm just basically going to keep using that. So what I need to make for these is provider logistics pipes, which needs a golden chipset and basic pipes, and then I need the diamond chipset. So you can do it with gears, but that's pretty costly. So what I've done is upgraded my assembly table a bit. So I'm not actually too sure how many lasers I got on here. Maybe about a stack of lasers, and that's let's get rid of that. 246 MJ per tick, so it's going pretty quickly, and my power system can more than keep up with that, and I've got a redstone cell there just to buffer it if I need to. So I'm just making a whole bunch of golden chipsets and the diamond chipsets. So I'm going to wait for that to finish, and I'll come back when that's done so we can start putting the pipes on. Actually, one other thing I wanted to show you very quickly, and it's just there, is I've been doing a lot of formcraft research, and basically I've researched pretty much everything now. So haven't built a lot of stuff out of it yet. No, go back. Haven't built a lot of stuff out of it yet. I just really wanted to get all of the research done, so I didn't get to a point where I really wanted to make something and then I had to go through all the research. So I've spent probably about 5 hours just doing all of the research stuff, and I've actually unlocked the cami stuff. So Haven't researched all of this yet. There's still bits that I need to do. Starting to run very low on research points, and to be frank, I just got bored of doing the mini game after like 4 or 5 hours of it. But I've unlocked the good wand, and the one focus. The experience drain one focus was quite interesting because I haven't captured any ore nodes yet, and it's kind of a pain to do so. And it might actually be easier to make the one focus and just set up something to generate a whole bunch of experience, which is easy enough done. And that might be a quicker, easier way to sort of recharge the wands. But I'm not too sure how efficient it is, so I'm not too sure how many levels of XP I need in order to charge this wand up. But we'll see how it goes, and maybe that'll be something that we'll do. Definitely don't want to have to go out and find a bunch of nodes and capture them if I can avoid it, so that might be a much easier way of doing it. So yeah, I'm going to go AFK for a bit and let this finish off, and I'll be back when it's all done and we're ready to set the system up. So about halfway through, I've got this whole bottom section connected up with the provider pipes, and just waiting on the chipsets to do the top section, and then I need to make some crafting, the logistics crafting tables and the crafting pipes and stuff. But if we take a look at the logistics request table, and this is basically a combination of the request pipe and the crafting pipe. And basically what it does is it lets you see all of your items in all of the connected inventory. So everything that's got provider pipe on it, you can see from here. So it's a nice way to be able to access all of your stuff. And you can also kind of auto-craft from here. So let's say we want some paper, for example. So we can do that. We do the normal shift click. You can see it here, there. And let's say we want to request 2 lots of paper. Well, we just requested 1, so there we go, that comes in there, and then we can just click it out and we get the paper. So it'll basically pull the items that you need to craft it into this inventory here, and then you can just craft it straight off. So if you want to do 2 of them, I think that must be a single one, 10, and then 100, I would guess. And you can't just shift click all of them out, so that's interesting to know. It's good for just general crafting when you need just 1 or 2 things crafted, which is really useful, but it's not going to be used for sort of mass production of items. So yeah, we're getting there. I just wanted to show the progress. One thing that did stump me was I was trying to connect this system to this system just to power it, and I had just an iron pipe in here, and the iron pipe basically blocked the power going through, which was kind of strange, but it's because I had it blocked for the items going through as well. So I think maybe you need to have one route there for the items to be able to pass through in order for the power to go through as well. But I put a basic pipe in, everything's set to default to go into here anyway, and nothing on here, because these are all provider pipes, they shouldn't accept any inputs, I believe. The logistics pipes, like last time I used it was a long time ago when it was sort of still beta version, so I'm not 100% sure how everything works. I've got a pretty good idea, so yeah, I think we should be good. Just waiting for the chipsets to go, as I said, and I'll be back when the rest of it is set up and we're going to start building the crafting. Okay, so while we're waiting for the rest of them chipsets to cook, which is going to take some time even with all the lasers, I just wanted to test something out. So there's a pipe in here which will let you connect 2 inventories together. So you can basically connect up 2 logistics pipe networks via an inventory, which in theory can be any inventory. So what I'm going to do is chuck down the B-Space link barrel, and the other one's over there connected up to the other logistics system. And we've got a power junction here. Let's give that some power, and then let's hook up one of them onto there, and a logistics request table we'll put there for the moment, and let's just chuck a couple of basic pipes down from that, and let's see if this works. No, but I didn't put one of them over the other side. So let's quickly zip on back. Yeah, I don't know why I did that. I made I made 15, 16 of them, but I made them and then straight away I just chucked a basic pipe on there. So yeah, I hadn't given that much thought. So yeah, this is the other barrel linked over here. And one thing I was worried about as well is when I attached this barrel, it also randomly pulled an item out of one of these chests, and I have no idea how it managed to do it. So let's chuck that in there. Let's switch this out for a basic pipe, and let's zip on back and make sure that that's working. So yeah, if this works fine, then it gives us an easy way to be able to transport items from our main storage over here, and we can feed them into the alchemical furnaces to make the essentia. So let's have a look. Have we got it? No. Aha, something I forgot. You need to have a, what are these called? Logistics item card. And basically what this should do, in theory, somehow, do I click? No, I'm guessing I chuck a card in and hit save. How? Shift click. No. Yeah. Okay, back to the wiki. Back in a second. Okay, yeah, that was a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be. Basically, what you've got to do is just chuck the card in, and then they're basically matched cards. So when you chuck the card in the other side, it should link them up. In theory, I'm still not sure if it's going to work with the barrels. In theory, it should because they've got a inventory, and it should work with any inventory. Where did I put it? Hello, right underneath me. There's the thing and link. Refresh. Moment of truth. Aha! So yeah, that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's awesome. So now what we can do is we can remotely request items from here. So we have all of our storage and crafting available to us from our Formcraft area over here. So we're back again. Notice the ghetto Project Red lamp there, but one thing I've noticed is that I really need to light this base up better. We've had a problem with the hectates from Ars Magica, which basically was taking up the whole mob cap. So basically they were spawning, they don't despawn, they don't attack anyone or do anything, and it basically stops all the other mobs from spawning. So I didn't really notice how dark it was in my base until we started killing all of them off. And now that we kill them off regularly, and we're going to disable them in the config as well, I get mob spawn in here all the time. So yeah, really need to light it up properly, but I want to do that once I've got a bit more machinery in place. And again, I still need to finish the floors and stuff off, but I'll do that when it's a bit more finalised here. So yeah, logistic types are all in place. We've got all the provider pipes here, they're all linked up. And I did notice it creates quite a bit of FPS lag when you connect these up, but I guess once you connect one up, it has to update every single one. So probably not a great thing when you're building these for server lag, but it seems pretty stable once it's actually all in place. You can see here I've still got some gaps. I need to put the barrels and deep storage units back in here, and need to add to this wall as well, but I don't really know what I need to store yet and how much storage I need for it. So it's still sort of a work in progress, but the infrastructure is there now. So we've got our logistics crafting table here, or request table. And it's been playing around with it, making a few things, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of things I don't like about it. The fact that you can't sort of shift-click a whole stack out, and you can't sort of drag-click items around. So say, for example, you're making a... So I see I'm just asking if I'm making a new episode soon, and... yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I've got all of the items in here, which are stored in all of these chests and barrels and deep storage units. I might disconnect the armor one, but I'm not sure. I'm sort of going to need them I'm going to melt these down for aspects more than likely, so I sort of need them to be in the system, but they take up the pages there. But generally, you're just going to use a search for it anyway. So that's really quite cool. One thing I am going to do here, because I always have an inventory full of junk and I just need to get rid of it quickly, and at the moment I'm having to go back here and chuck it in there, and sometimes I might have stuff that won't necessarily go into one of the barrels and it might need to go through the process and say if I've got some blocks of ore on me, for example. So I'm going to make just a little system in here just to make it a bit easier to declutter. So let's chuck this barrel in here. And this barrel is basically linked to the beginning of my sorting system, so jump, jump. Hello. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy back here, and I've got a feeling it's probably all the logistics pipes. But we'll keep an eye on that. So it's basically linked to this barrel here, so it's at the very start of my sorting system. And I'm going to chuck a couple of vacuum hoppers on the side. Whoa, getting major lag here actually. I'll check that out in a minute. Yeah, down to 8 frames per second, so something's not good. Alright, so sorry about that. It seems that I hit some really bad FPS lag in here, and it's not server lag. I checked all of that, server's running fine. Run a render test in here, and these oak labels are actually causing a bit of a problem. Some of them are ticking really high, and sort of in combination, they're sort of not helping, and then obviously adding the logistics pipes on top of that, although logistics pipes aren't showing up as being too bad. These labels are sort of the worst culprit in here at the moment. And it only seems to have been actually since I lit them up, so maybe it's an issue with the way that they're lit. But anyway, let's finish this off. So sorry about the choppiness. I'm going to do something about it afterwards. Actually, let's just let's put smooth lighting off for a second and particles on minimal. That's a little bit better. So yeah, let's chuck that on there, and I'm going to have these feed on that side. Yep. And let's take that out and feed on that side. Excellent. So basically they should feed into this barrel here, and I'm just going to put these micro blocks and bad FPS is not a good combination. So let's shift click, put that down. So I'll fancy this up a bit once I actually get around to doing the floor, but now I can either just dump stuff straight into the barrels, or I can just throw it and it will automatically feed it down into the barrel and then feed it back into my system over here. So they've already gone through the system actually, so they're sitting in here, they were sitting in there, they've gone over there and actually gone through. So let's chuck a few more things down. So it's paper, don't need that, don't need that, don't need that, don't need any of these, don't need that or that. So all of these are now feeding through the system. And you can see they've all gone into this already. And then this is just obviously putting them into the right areas there. So it's a pretty convenient way. So when I'm crafting, if I've got an inventory full of stuff, I can just say I'm on here and I don't need them anymore. I can just chuck them straight down. Same here. So it's a quick way just to clear this out, and I don't have to worry about going back and forth to things. Except now these aren't working. Interesting. That's very strange. Let's try that again. So in here, let's check them out. They worked fine. And if I put it into here, it will come out and go back in. Yeah, they all fed okay. Very strange indeed. But yeah, hopefully it'll work. Worst case scenario, I'll just pick it up and chuck it all in the barrel again. So yeah, no big deal. So that's about it for this section. I'll see how much time this has run on, and if we've still got a bit of time left, I might start setting up the crafting area. I think I might actually set that up here, and I have like a platform going across, and there should be a fair amount of space there for all of the crafting tables and stuff. So yeah, I'll be right back. So welcome back, and odd thing I noticed when I was editing this video, is that the FPS lag I had here happened the moment I placed this barrel down here. So I've taken the barrel out and FPS absolutely fine. So we have a plugin mod called Opus, which basically can test the rendering of the client, and it checks all server things and does lots of cool things for finding problems. Really, really useful mod. But oddly enough, that didn't pick up any problems with the barrel when I run the test. So not too sure what's going on, but I'm going to have to leave the barrel out of that for now. I'll find another way to do it. But yeah, that's not going to work because it was really killing my FPS. I was down to about 8 frames per second. So yeah, I think that's about it for now. I think next time I'll maybe do some of the logistics crafting. I'll set that up. Maybe up there I'll set it up. And there's a couple of other things I want to show you as well next time. So just as a sneak peek, I have a new build going on over there, and it's involving magical crops and Formcraft. So we'll take a bit of a look at that next time, and until then, take care, hope you enjoyed it, see you later, bye.